Hey there, viewers. Have you ever stopped to think about what's on your plate right now? Not just the calories or the taste, but what your food might actually be doing to your body? Here's the truth. Something you ate today might not just be unhealthy. It could be silently fueling the growth of cancer cells. This isn't fear-mongering. It's science. And it's something too few of us ever consider when choosing our meals. The question is, are you ready to uncover the truth and take back control of your health? Right now, in the United States, nearly 2 million new cancer cases are expected this year alone. While genetics, environment, and lifestyle all play a role, research has shown us one undeniable factor: diet. A report by the World Cancer Research Fund revealed that at least 1/3 of all cancer cases are preventable through diet, weight control, and physical activity. That means the foods we eat every day could be a powerful weapon, or our greatest weakness. The shocking part? Most of us are unknowingly choosing the latter. Let me share a quick story with you. Back in the 1920s, a scientist named Otto Warburg made a groundbreaking discovery. He found that cancer cells thrive in environments rich in glucose. Yes, the sugar we consume every day. This revelation changed the way researchers understood cancer metabolism. Fast forward to today, and sugar is still one of the biggest culprits in our diets. But the hidden dangers don't stop there. It's not just about sugar. It's about the processed meats in our sandwiches, the refined grains in our bread, and even the snacks we think are harmless. Each of these foods has a story, and the science behind them might shock you. Now, I know what you're thinking. Great. Here comes another health expert telling me I have to live on kale and quinoa for the rest of my life. Don't worry, I'm not here to ruin your favorite meals. But I do want to help you rethink them. Because trust me, once you learn where the real danger lies, you'll never look at your pantry the same way again. And no, kale isn't one of the bad guys in this video, but if you're smothering it in creamy dressing, we might need to talk later. I get it. You're busy. You've got a lot on your plate, figuratively and literally. And the last thing you want is a lecture about food. But this isn't just about avoiding cancer. It's about living a longer, healthier, and more vibrant life. Imagine waking up with more energy, fewer aches, and the confidence that you're doing everything you can to prevent disease. It all starts with the choices you make every day, and it's simpler than you think. By the end of this video, you'll have the knowledge to make better decisions without overhauling your entire diet overnight. So what are these everyday foods that could be putting your health at risk? You might already have some guesses, but I promise there are a few on this list that will surprise you, and the reasons why they're so harmful. Even more surprising. But don't worry, this isn't just about pointing fingers. I'll also show you simple, realistic ways to swap out these foods without sacrificing taste or convenience. Stick with me, because the first food we're going to discuss has been quietly feeding cancer cells for decades, and it's hiding in almost everything you eat. Before we dive in, take a moment to think about your last meal. Was it a quick snack from the vending machine? A sandwich from a fast food joint? Or maybe something homemade but not quite as healthy as you hoped? Keep that meal in mind as we move forward, because it might just be the first step toward a healthier, cancer-free future. Ready to start? Food number 1. Sugar, the silent cancer feeder. Let's start with the most pervasive and sneaky culprit, sugar. Whether it's the spoonful in your morning coffee, the syrup in your flavored yogurt, or the hidden sugars in your favorite sauces, sugar is everywhere. But what makes it so dangerous? Cancer cells love sugar. This phenomenon, known as the Warburg effect, was discovered by Nobel laureate Dr. Otto Warburg. He had found that cancer cells consume glucose, the simplest form of sugar, at a much higher rate than normal cells. In essence, sugar is like pouring gasoline on a fire for cancer growth. But here's the kicker. Sugar doesn't always look like sugar. It's hiding in foods you'd never suspect: salad dressings, granola bars, and even healthy juices. In fact, many store-bought juices contain as much sugar as sodas. A study published in Nature Communications revealed that high sugar consumption not only feeds existing cancer cells, but also creates an inflammatory environment that encourages their growth. So how do you cut back without feeling deprived? Start small. Swap sugary drinks for infused water or unsweetened teas. Replace desserts with naturally sweet fruits like berries. And always check labels. Anything ending in O's like fructose or sucrose is a red flag. Remember, the less sugar you consume, the less fuel cancer cells have to thrive. But sugar is just the tip of the iceberg. The next offender on our list might be something you had for breakfast today. Number 2. Processed meats. The cancer-causing conundrum. Next up, we have processed meats. Think bacon, sausages, hot dogs, and deli slices. Sure, they're convenient and delicious, but they come with a hidden cost. The World Health Organization, WHO, has classified processed meats as Group 1 carcinogens, meaning there's sufficient evidence to link them to cancer. What's the problem? It all comes down to nitrates and nitrites, chemicals used to preserve these meats and give them their signature flavor and color. When you eat processed meats, these chemicals can transform into nitrosamines, which are highly carcinogenic. Studies have shown that regular consumption of processed meats significantly increases the risk of colorectal cancer. And it's not just about the nitrates. The high-temperature cooking methods often used, like grilling or frying, can create additional cancer-causing compounds called polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. So what's the alternative? If you love your sandwiches, try replacing processed deli meats with freshly cooked chicken or turkey. For breakfast, swap out bacon for avocado or a protein-packed smoothie. And if you're grilling, marinate your meats first. Research shows this can reduce harmful compounds by up to 90%. But here's a question to ponder. If processed meats are this harmful, what about the bread you're using to make that sandwich? Let's find out in the next segment. Number 3. Refined grains. The hidden blood sugar spike. Now, let's talk about refined grains, the white bread, pasta, and rice that make up a significant part of many American diets. While they might taste comforting and familiar, these foods are far from innocent. Refined grains are stripped of their fiber, vitamins, and minerals during processing, leaving behind a product that's high in empty calories and low in nutritional value. But the real danger lies in how they affect your blood sugar. Refined grains have a high glycemic index, meaning they cause rapid spikes in blood sugar levels. This, in turn, triggers a surge of insulin, a hormone that not only regulates blood sugar, but also plays a role in cell growth, including the growth of cancer cells. Research from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that diets high in refined carbohydrates are linked to an increased risk of breast and endometrial cancers. So what's the solution? Replace refined grains with whole grains like quinoa, farro, or brown rice. These options are packed with fiber, which helps stabilize blood sugar levels and keeps you feeling full longer. And when it comes to bread, look for 100% whole grain options, or better yet, try sprouted grain bread, which has a lower glycemic impact. By making these swaps, you're not just reducing your cancer risk, you're fueling your body with nutrients it actually needs. 4. Trans fats, the industrial villain. If there's one ingredient that should raise an immediate red flag, it's trans fats. Found in margarine, shortening, baked goods, and many fried foods, trans fats are artificially created by adding hydrogen to vegetable oil, making it solid at room temperature. While this might make your cookies crispier and your fries tastier, it's wreaking havoc on your health. The trouble with trans fats? They not only raise your LDL bad cholesterol, but also lower your HDL good cholesterol, a double whammy for heart health. But it doesn't stop there. A study published in Cancer Epidemiology, Biomarkers and Prevention found that high trans fat consumption is linked to an increased risk of breast and colorectal cancers. Trans fats contribute to inflammation, a key factor in cancer development, and can also weaken your immune system, making it harder for your body to fight off abnormal cells. Cook with healthier fats, like extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, or even coconut oil in moderation. And the next time you're tempted by that flaky pastry or crispy donut, ask yourself, is it worth the long-term cost? 5. Dairy products. The controversial connection. Dairy products are a staple in many households, from milk and cheese to yogurt and ice cream. But while these foods might seem like wholesome choices, emerging research suggests they could be problematic when it comes to cancer risk. The concern lies in hormones. Many dairy products come from cows treated with synthetic hormones like recombinant bovine growth hormone, which increases milk production. However, these hormones can elevate levels of insulin-like growth factor 1 in humans, a compound linked to cancer cell growth. So what's the alternative? You don't have to eliminate dairy entirely, but consider reducing your intake and exploring plant-based options like almond, oat, or cashew milk. For protein, try soy or pea-based alternatives, but choose unsweetened varieties to avoid hidden sugars.